Welcome everybody to the Kingdom Hearts Tabletop RPG. I am your DM, Birds Cold Gaming, and we are ready for some therapy?
Yes.
Question mark?
Question mark?
Question mark. Oh god.
What do you mean question mark?
So, last we left off, you guys were able to find Matthew after the aftermath of the swarm of Heartless and return him to the house, as well as Zen, who retained some odd markings on his well, more than markings on his left arm. You guys returned back to Scala. You were informed that you guys will be required to take mandatory therapy once a week. And that after deeming well enough, you guys will be sent out for a mental health vacation, a true one, at a safe location. And then, ending the night with a little bit of bonding between you three, Matt, Avier, and Alex, who you guys have found out have been very close friends since very young. So, we begin the morning of therapy day. There is no class. It is during the weekend, so that way it gives you guys the chance to have as long as you need. What do you guys do?
I assume we're not going in uniform.
You can go in however you want. You can go in pajamas
okay,
if
I'm
you
just
want.
dressed in casual clothes, yeah.
Okay.
Hoodie, skirt.
Oh yeah, no, Nessa's going in her usual like shorts and oversized hoodie.
All right. Are you going right away, or do you? As long as you guys go, there is no time constraints or time limits.
Do we want to do a traditional Mooglebucks run in prep?
Ooh, actually, that would be awesome. I'd like that.
Yeah, that's fine.
I like that.
Right.
Mooglebucks and then go our separate ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah. You guys head over to Mooglebucks. Get in your drink orders pretty quickly because it's
There's
early
no
enough.
big here.
It's early enough. And most of the time the weekends people are back home. But everything seems to go rather smoothly. You get your coffee, your drinks, any food that you guys want.
I just want my tea.
Nessa just wants her usual Danish and peach boba.
I don't want to eat right before therapy. I'll give myself an upset stomach.
Are you
Yeah,
guys?
no,
Just wants
Nessa
usual as well.
gets a cheese Danish.
Are you guys sitting and drinking your drinks, or are you guys heading straight to it with your drinks?
I want to sit down and like.
Yeah, we'll
I
sit
want to
together.
sit down.
I look kind of antsy, but I go to sit with my friends anyways.
Okay. So yeah, you guys sit down, and it's quiet. There's not a whole lot of traffic coming in, and as you guys are sitting drinking, Chatworthy does appear, and kind of just sits quietly on in the empty booth, or empty portion of the booth, seeming to just scribble on a piece of paper.
Nessa kind of looks over at Chatworthy to see what they're writing. She's curious.
It's a drawing.
Nessa grabs the pen that Chatworthy does and it starts to play hangman with them.
Do you want to look at the picture specifically?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a minute. You've kind of like have to look at it at weird angles, but you realize he's drawing Mount Soul, or Mount Alf, sorry. And drawing,
Delightful.
and it's the drawing of it being covered in black.
Nessa just kind of like makes a face and then goes back to drinking her tea, almost uncomfortably.
Okay, so you're not gonna play hangman with him?
No, she decides, nah, that's too unsettling, and she goes back to her food.
Yeah, he's just slowly scribbling this in.
Nessa
Well,
just
I guess
kind of
this was inevitable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nessa just kind of looks uncomfortable and she's like, I've never been to therapy before, guys. What are you supposed to say? What are you supposed to do?
I mean, kinda had something similar with Master Roxas and Master Shion, but that was more just like how to be a person in public, not like how to make your brain work. So I don't
I mean, at least it's just with Master Remna for you, so you can probably just talk to her the way you usually would. And
Yeah, she knows you.
yeah,
Guess. And she just kind of looks down, awkwardly sipping at her boba.
she'll probably ask you questions if you don't know what to say, and just
Well, that'll be nice, I guess. Takes a bite of her cheese Danish, but again, she's just like not entirely sure what to say. And then she
I think it's
awkwardly
gonna
gets
be
up.
fine.
Charity perks up.
Oh,
I almost forgot. I need your papers.
Papers?
Uh-huh.
Nessa
What papers?
Nessa ruffles through her pockets to see if she has any pieces of paper.
Yeah, you've got your normal your chat-worthy paper, if you will, in your pocket.
Oh yeah.
He hands
I'll
over
give it
his
over.
card with the paper.
Yeah, Nessa also does the same.
Yeah,
Confidentiality?
yeah. Some confidentiality.
Got it.
Confidentiality. All right.
Yeah. Secrecy. I'm just not supposed to be able to listen in. Give you guys some privacy.
Nessa notes that for
That's
later.
comforting.
I'll wait at our place. And he kind of looks up. You've never really seen a whole lot. It's hard to see emotion on Chatworthy because his face doesn't really change much. But you see, like, it almost looks like his brow is furrowed.
Oh, is he worried about us?
You want to make a notice check?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Rolling. That's a 9.
Yeah, he is, he's been very quiet since the giant fight, and you can see that he is very worried, very concerned.
Oh, buddy. I kind of give him like a weak little thumbs up as he leaves.
He notices, and you can see that the brow unfurrows ever so slightly, and he gives his own thumbs up and gives you guys a wave and bounds out the door towards the dorm.
Alright, I can't wait on this anymore, you guys. It's driving me crazy.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, go for it.
We'll see you back at home, okay?
Yeah, best of luck. Nessa, tell Master Rimna I say hi. Zenquin, don't tell
Nessa-
Master Kurova shit.
Nessa
Message received.
kind of just smiles and says, "Say hi to Master Stella for us."
Yeah.
Will do. And he walks out.
Okay.
Zen gives Nessa a little side hug squeeze and heads out as well.
Nessa just keeps sitting at the table, not ready to go yet.
All right. Well, if Nessa is not quite ready, then we will determine it this way. Aelin, odds or evens?
Evens.
Oh, that's crooked. That is a natural 20.
Motherfuck.
Faye first.
I think the dice really want Faye to go first.
No, please. Okay.
So,
Alright.
Faye,
Yep.
you make your way towards Stella's office. Door's shut, but you can see there's light under the door, so you know at least somebody is in there.
Okay. Yeah, I knock, do the little knock, wait outside.
Yeah. After a quick minute, the door opens up, and you see Stella. It's odd. You've almost never seen her outside of her uniform. But this time you see that she is in a rather baggy sweater with the sleeves rolled up, and a pair of tight-fitting sweats.
Master Stella?
Oh, Faye. Come in.
I walk in, I sip at my tea.
Yeah, so you usually don't meet Stella in her office. You usually meet her somewhere else, like in the music room, or one of the training rooms, or one of the classrooms.
Right.
So this is the first time you've ever really gotten to experience her room.
Okay.
It's clean. Not a whole lot of furniture, really.
Looks about like my bedroom.
Sort of.
Yeah.
It's got a desk. It's got a few chairs. It's got a sofa leaning up against one of the walls. Seems like every one of the offices has enough commodities to have multiple people within the room. Stella motions to one of the couches. And you do see that she's got like a bookshelf off to one side that is slowly being filled. You can assume that she didn't really come to Scala with much.
Right.
And has slowly been adding to the room. You do see there is a picture frame on the desk. And moving towards the couch, you actually do see it's the picture from Christmas.
Oh, cute. Yeah, I'll curl up, kind of knees to chest, looking out over my hoodie. Not entirely sure.
She moves to one of the cabinets off to the side and Uh, do you want anything to drink?
I brought Moogle Bucks, and he lifts his tea up a little bit.
Okay, well, and she lifts, a decanter of water and a couple of glasses and brings it over to the table, in front of the couch and sets it down and then kind of drags her office chair over and sits down and, well, I'm going to apologize in advance. This is my first time, really doing something like this. So I will do the best that I can. Feel free to talk about whatever it is that you want to talk about.
No pressure. It's my first time doing something like this too, so we're both at a loss.
She chuckles and then kind of awkwardly sips at her glass of water.
I don't really know what to talk about.
Well, is there anything that has been bothering you or on your mind? That might be a good place to start.
Well, there is, but I don't think anyone could do anything about it. I mean,
Well, we don't know unless we try, right?
no, we know. Sips at his tea.
If you don't mind me asking, now you've piqued my curiosity.
I don't know. I handled the mission fine, but what was supposed to be our mental health trip was really what messed me up.
How so?
I feel like when I lived in an office, it was a little bit easier to ignore.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I have friends, I'm starting to feel the weight of everything that's not there. Like it means something now.
And what is not there?
A lot. There's a lot.
Alright. Let's start with one at a time then, and work our way through it.
I don't have a home. I don't have a concept of a home. Scala's a school. It's not a home.
She nods and kind of her vision, like, goes distant for a second. Oh, not, like, in fear, just more in thought of how to respond. I can see that feeling being pretty big, yes. And
I started with the smallest one.
fair enough. And I might be a little thankful that I can at least relate to that with you. And might be able to help you with that. She takes another sip at her water. Do you know what a definition, at least what most people would define a home being?
He sort of shrugs. I mean, I can give you the dictionary definition, but
What do you think a home is?
it's usually where people go back to, right? Either where they're from or a place that's theirs.
Well, do you come back to Scala?
Yeah.
Why can't this place be a home?
Well, home has some other components to it, doesn't it?
Yes. There's a saying, home is where the heart is. And as you probably have been able to tell through our lessons, the heart is defined not by what is inside, but who is around.
People.
People you care about. And people that care about you.
Oh, he frowns pretty seriously at that.
You've got quite a bit of people here that do. I am one of them, I know.
I know.
And I know that sometimes it's hard, but it's okay to let people care and worry about you.
This is sort of where I get caught up.
Okay, this is a good start then. Where are you getting caught up on?
Well, I have friends now. And an extension of having friends is I get to see their lives, their support systems. I can't even go into Nessa's home anymore. I was barely able to tolerate being in Matthew's. I don't have a Jenna or an Isaac or an Ariel. The closest thing I really have is Master Gaia, which is a bit pathetic saying it out loud because that's my headmaster, but I don't have anyone else.
She smiles a little bit and she stands up. Can I sit with you, Faye?
Yeah.
She sits down next to you. Shoulder kind of pressed against yours, and that's about the only point of contact. What about your masters, Roxas and Xion?
Well, I mean...
From what I understand, they basically raised you after they found you.
Yeah, but I think part of the reason they weren't so scary was because they look like kids. He smiles a little. I know they're not. I'm aware. But they feel a bit like Nessa and Zen do to me. Like big siblings, which is nice, but it's not that I don't appreciate the people in my life that care about me. It's that I don't know how to not feel what's missing. That feels important. And I wanted to go to Master Gaia at Wayard, and I couldn't because I realized it was different. It's not the same, and I wish it was, but it can't be because I can't tell her. And even if I could, she doesn't need another responsibility. So where does that leave me?
She thinks for a minute. Well, I understand that I am a new face, and I'm not trying to replace how you feel about anyone here at the school. But I would at least like you to trust me a little bit. If I may be so selfish. However, As far as Gaia goes, I don't think she would be undelighted if you were to inform her how you feel. The worst she could do is tell you that her duty as headmaster comes first, right?
That's not the worst she can do.
Oh, she can't do much worse. She may be cold as stone, forgive my pun, but she has a warm heart.
She could try to distance herself from me. And then that's one fewer person in an already very small support net.
I understand that you have an inkling about mine and Gaia's past.
Did she? Squints a little bit.
You're not the only one that has a knack for noticing things.
Fair enough.
When I came back to Scala, I was frightened that Gaia would attempt to push me away, because I did not quite leave on the best of terms with her. But she did prove me wrong.
Well, I have little choice in the matter because she's going to know something's wrong and she's going to make me talk to her about it, so it's out of my control.
So I think you should.
Be honest.
Yes. Talk to her. In your
Doesn't
own
seem happy about that.
in your own time, at your own comfort. But she deserves to know.
I don't like hiding things from her anyways.
Well, you shouldn't hide your anything, really, from those you trust.
Yeah. Yeah, I won't. I'll be honest.
Okay. She kind of smiles down at you and gingerly gives you a little, like, pat on the head.
He leans into it. He seems fine with it.
She's testing the boundaries, sort of.
Yeah, I could tell. That's fine. Yeah, no, Phelan seems a little bit more receptive than usual to that sort of thing right now.
You are a very considerate child. And I know that a lot of the people here tend to forget that you apprentices are children. So, I don't want you to forget.
He gets misty-eyed. feels like an impossible task.
I know. But
People tell me that I'm young and that I should act like a child, but I can't do that when I'm trying to parent myself. And I'm able to fool people quite well into thinking I'm older than I am, and so I'm left in this awful in-between. I'm trying to be both at once, and it just hurts.
she goes to say something, and it's very obvious she goes to say something, but then she kind of swallows it down. It's hard, but you aren't alone. You have many resources here that can help you. And I won't let you forget that you're a child. Make me a notice check.
Will do. It's a 5.
5. Let me make her stealth. No, that's a 4.
Ooh, close.
You hear under her breath, "Not when you resemble so much of mine."
I pause, but I don't call her out on it. I'll be good. Sometimes seeing things does not equal responding to them.
Yeah.
Just stare at the ground. I guess it's a little bit harder. I don't feel like those around me are not children. Like if you looked at Nessa or Matt, you'd think love was their birthright. It comes to them whether they want it or not. But if I stumble across that type of love, it's because I seek it. My own initiative. It's not because I'm lovable on my own.
Hey, you gotta give yourself a little bit more credit. There's quite a number of people that want to give you love outside of your searching. You know what? I have an idea.
Okay.
And she stands up. Let's go for a walk.
All right. He gets up with her.
She makes her way. She walks you out of the office. And she begins to make her way down the hall. And it takes you a minute to realize that you're actually about to walk. You're not sure if this is towards or past, but you do know that Gaia's office is coming up.
No. I look up at her. Like, It's going where I'm thinking it's going.
She walks, and she does stop in front of Gaia's office, but she doesn't turn to it. She kind of just looks back down at you, and
I do. I look at it.
we can keep walking, or you can knock.
I tentatively knock because I feel like that's what she wants me to do.
Before you do, she does say, we can, if you're not ready, we can continue on. The music
No, I
room
won't
isn't
do
very
it.
far.
I won't do it otherwise.
Okay. Yeah. You knock on the door. And you hear...
There's instant regret in my eyes. She can see it.
she is smiling down at you as you hear the telltale Come in.
I open the door. With that energy. Just, I open it.
Alright. One second. So. You enter into the room, and Stella does come in behind you. You see Gaia is working on paperwork. She's currently in a loose-fitting tank top. You can't really see below the waist due to the desk. And she looks up and... Oh, Phelan, Stella, what do I owe the pleasure?
I look up at Stella for help, gripping the back of her sweater so tight.
Stella smiles and shuts the door behind you guys. Gaia, Phelan here is in the middle of his weekly session and has something that he would like to talk to you about. And she kind of motions for you. Go ahead and sit.
I sit.
She sits, she stands behind you and places a hand on your shoulder to give you a little bit of, reassurance and support.
He relaxes visibly at that.
Gaia looks up at Stella, and you see, her eyes soften a little bit, and then she looks down at you. Well, Phelan?
I meant to do this in a letter, but I don't think I would ever send it if it was a letter. I think since I've come to Scala with very little, my heart has been trying to fill those missing pieces. And I think I might have inadvertently projected a maternal role onto you. And I realize that dynamic's a bit unfair to expect another person, and I apologize. But when you have no family, I think it can become instinct to patchwork one, and I guess my heart really wanted you to be a part of it. So.
You watch... It's almost like slow-mo of watching a film just slow down, and you watch the realization kind of dawn on her face.
He's already wiping away tears.
And Stella gives you a squeeze on the shoulder. Gaia looks up at her and then back down at you and frowns and kind of scrunches her eyebrows together a little bit and just... How did you come to see a mother instead of a father
What are you...
And we will go to Zen.
That's where issue is?
Zen Quinn.
I'm sorry, Daddy Gaia. Jesus.
Oh, fuck, my turn.
Zen.
I don't want it to be Zen. Okay, hi.
You make your way over
Hello.
to Kurova.
I do indeed.
Cool. You make your way over to Kurova's office. And make me a notice check.
Yes, sir. Is that a 1 or an explosion on this dice? It's an explosion. 9.
Alright, I gotta make the... That's an explosion. Damn. Okay. Ties do go to the player. You notice it just in time as you feel a hand on your shoulder, so you don't jump or anything. And you hear, as you're walking, and the person who puts their hand on their shoulder keeps pace, and you see the telltale sign of cat ears and a tail swishing. It's just... Jameis gives you a smirk and continues walking you to Kurova's office. Well, been avoiding me?
I've not been avoiding you.
Sure. How you doing? Heard you...
Well, my arm is covered in a million spikes, so...
Yeah, I can see
not
that.
great.
And you see he, like, presses his hand against the tip of one of the spikes and, like, kind of flicks it to see if it, like... you don't feel anything. And it just kind of, like... Sort of the same way as, like, a door stopper, just kind of...
Ugh.
Oh, well,
I hate that.
that's an interesting addition.
Yeah. So what do I owe the pleasure of the escort?
Just wanted to check up on you.
Yeah. Shit's been a lot. I don't know how much of the reports you've had access to.
Plenty.
Great.
He kind of gets a little serious of a look on his face. I'm serious. Are you alright?
I don't know.
Fair enough. Well, if you want to chat after your little therapy session.
Therapy session.
They had us go through that for the scouts. Kurova's good to talk. Not so good at talking back.
Noted. Yeah. I'll text you later, okay?
Yeah. I'll keep an eye out for you. Before you realize it, you're at Kurova's door. And Jameis gives you a wave and heads off.
Zen just takes a big sigh. Okay. And he knocks on the door.
Okay. The door opens. With a slow, almost like a breeze blowing it open. And you can see inside of the sterile white room is Kurova sitting at his desk. Well, standing at his desk. Floating?
Hovering. We'll go with hovering.
You do see an added couch to the room that is facing the desk. Oh, Zenquin. Come inside.
He does, and he takes a seat.
Now, are you here for our therapy session? Or is this...
Yeah.
Okay. So, let's start with this past mission. How do you feel about what transpired? Specifically with the Heartless.
I mean, we took out a lot of them.
That you did. And as a master, I can assure you that we are all proud of you.
I mean, the Heartless specifically, I don't feel any sort of way about. We were a little bit too focused to really think about it.
Yes, the mystery person.
That is an emotion entirely different. I did not handle that properly.
Care to explain why you had rushed ahead of your group?
Well, I can, but I don't know how much you remember.
I remember a lot of things, Zenquin.
Yes, but with the specific memory fucky stuff with the place and Master Stella and everything, I don't know if you...
Are you talking about Elias?
Zen's eyes are dinner plates. Finally.
It
Yes.
is safe to speak about memories once lost here.
Yeah, I rushed her because she was dressed like Elias, and I thought if I could hold her here long enough, we could get answers. We could get answers to find this place, and not just for him, but so many things seem to be tied to this place, Kurova, and I don't...
It's okay.
But I didn't think rationally, and died. And she got away. And this happened.
Yes, that is quite interesting. Usually when one loses their heart, their body ceases, at least for a short amount of time until it reforms as a nobody, at least those of stronger hearts. You, however, you retained your heart, albeit your form changed.
Just means the clones were right.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily at all. May I? And he kind of holds a robed arm out.
He doesn't resist.
He makes his way around the desk to you and motions for your arm.
He sticks it out.
Grover reaches out, and again, it's only the form, the loose form of hands extending out of the robe. But it's a soft touch, almost like a light breeze moving fingertips along your skin. I see. Well, we may have a solution for this, at least temporarily, if you so wish.
Please.
It's going to take some time. And it might be painful.
It's worth it.
Okay. I need you to come to my office every day for the next 3 weeks.
Okay. I can do that.
Good. Now, this woman, you say that she wore similar clothes to that of Elias?
Yeah. And she was a mage, I think. She just used a book.
Well, from what I understand from the report, she also had a keyblade. Is that correct?
Yeah.
But she preferred magic. What kind of magic did she use?
DM, I do not remember.
She used holy magic.
Right, I know she killed me with holy, but... Okay.
You would remember her saying catastrophe.
Yeah. Holy, I think. And some spell called catastrophe. That's what did me in.
The hood nods slowly. So, they are using forbidden magics. Interesting. Catastrophe is, as you said, a holy magic. However, it is destructive in its nature. One of the many instances of light not always being good.
Right. Like Master Remna says.
There has to be a balance, yes.
Master Krova, why do you remember?
I remember a lot of things.
But Gaius said the only reason I remembered was because Elias was in my heart.
Well, I think the issue becomes then that I only have my heart.
Oh.
And you watch as he moves his arms to the front of the cloak, and he zips down the cloak and opens up around the chest area, and you just see a crystalline heart beating ever so slowly within the mists in his chest before zipping it back up.
I see.
There was a very powerful, some called her a witch, but a very powerful person long ago that could manipulate memories. However, due to studies, it is found that she could not manipulate hearts that were strong enough to resist her. Those memories would embolden the hearts and were unbreakable and unchangeable. And when all of your energy goes towards purely your heart, such as myself, it is impossible for my memories to be changed.
So, you remember everything?
I remember what I can remember.
Fair enough.
One forgets quite a bit in 200 years.
I suppose that makes sense.
Let alone how long I've been alive.
He cocks his head a little bit at that.
I've been around for a long time. That's all you need to know. We're not here for me.
Right.
So, Zenquin, what is bothering you? Truly bothering you?
I don't know.
Oh,
A lot. Everything. I don't know.
that's what we're here to figure out. He moves towards one of the cabinets near the walls. Do you have a preference to foodstuffs, such as snacks?
Uh,
I have.
no, I'm kind of a garbage disposal.
Fair enough. And you see it, he silently begins to, like, pull things from the different cabinets. And you can see he begins to kind of make up such a, like a platter. And sets out a variety of, it's almost like a charcuterie board mixed with a finger sandwich platter, and sets it out on the desk. And you see he reaches down, grabs one of the finger sandwiches, brings it up to where his face would be, and you watch it kind of just disappear into the mist.
Well, we get you, Master Gaia, and Faye together, and we'll have a regular old tea party.
I find that food is relaxing. One cannot be stressed if you are enjoying good food.
I'm willing to test that theory. No, grab it. Right.
Yeah. Do you grab one of the sandwiches, or do you, like, make up a little...
I grab one of the sandwiches.
Okay. It's actually a really good sandwich. It seems to be sort of a egg salad sandwich. You've never whatever mayo they used to mix this, you've never had before. And everything seems to be almost like the taste is very fresh, as though they took everything straight off of the farm. There's a nice crispness to it, and you realize that there's actually, surprisingly, like small bits of cucumber and chives added into the egg salad. And it's rather tasty. And you see Kurova watches you tentatively while you eat this, and smiles. And you can see the smile. You can see the mist, like, curl into a smile. That one is my favorite, by far.
Really good. Thank you.
Of course. Now, about and he seems kind of to stumble for a minute before kind of reaching down and taking another bite of food. I'm sorry. I have not yet eaten today. I am been very busy this morning.
No, you're fine. Go ahead. Has there been any updates on the doppelganger situation?
Only that there are no updates. We have not had any more incidences pertaining to this.
Joy.
That is a good thing.
Right. No, you're right. But it is still one more thing that we have to worry about.
He nods, and we are taking care of that. So, let's focus more on you.
Well, it does kind of pertain to me.
Not at the moment.
Okay.
How are you doing on your classes?
Same as always, average. I mean, I did really well on midterms, but otherwise, normal.
He nods and begins to kind of make more small talk. Get your mind kind of reset the emotions so that way if going into deeper topics, you can go into it with a clear mind. Nessa.
Yes.
You make your way over to Remna?
Nessa actually stays in the cafe. She's actually avoiding her therapy session a little bit.
Okay. While you're sitting there, you hear a text notification go off on your phone.
Nessa pulls out her phone, kind of sweating a little bit.
It's a text from your dad.
Oh.
Just asking, hey, are you busy?
Nessa just stares at the phone for like a minute. And then texts back saying, "No, not at the moment."
You get another text. Can I take you to lunch?
Nessa, again, takes another minute to stare at her phone. And then hesitantly types in yes.
Do you have your therapy today?
Nessa rolls her eyes at that, and she's like, she's debating on whether or not to lie or not. She says, no, and she does a little like tongue sticking out emoji.
He responds with would you like to invite Rimna, or would you like me to write you a parent's note to excuse you?
Nessa thinks about that for a minute and then responds, yeah, maybe lunch with Rimna would be cool.
Okay. I will meet you at this location, and I'll bring Remina along. And he sends you a like street address.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that it does take you outside of the school.
Ooh, Nessa's like, I've never been to this place. Yeah, but again, that excitement is kind of dampened what's coming up.
Yeah.
But she heads over.
Yeah, you kind of like you if you type in the address to like a search engine, you see that it's just this little sandwich shop.
Mm-hmm.
that seems to do kind of both traditional and kind of crazy sandwiches. They have like a dessert. They have like a dessert sandwich.
One of those places.
Like like one of the dessert sandwiches is they take 2 large thin cupcakes and kind of just put stuff in between them. One of their crazy sandwiches is they like fry spaghetti and get it to like stick together and turn it into a bun. And then it's like a meatball sub. It's just all sorts of like goofy stuff, but also, you know, traditional sandwiches. And you make your way over, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And yeah, you make your way over. And it's got like an outside seating area. And it's sort of a sit yourself situation.
Oh yeah, Nessa just kind of like nods at the whoever's manning the desk or whatever and just sits down and starts like playing this little mobile game on her phone.
Yeah. You it doesn't take long for Jacobs and Remna to show up. And Remna is kind of wearing some street clothes, just a cute little blouse and skirt combo, and Jacobs has had a shave. He is now clean shaven. His hair has been cleaned up. Not shortened or anything, just trimmed up and, you know, no scraggly hair. He's definitely cleaned up very nicely. He's got color back in his face and walks with a little bit more purpose. And Remna sits down, and Jacobs is like, I already know what I want. I can go get our orders put in if you'd like.
Nessa hesitantly looks up from her phone.
He points to sort of, they've got like some menus sticking out of the little slip at the edge of the table. Remna takes one, kind of flips through it a little bit, and then just points to one of the sandwiches and, can you get me this?
Nessa also looks through the menu and is like, she ends up getting a kind of a BLT kind of sandwich.
Okay. Jacobs nods and then heads inside. Are you sitting outside or inside?
Outside, actually.
Okay. Yeah, he heads inside to take the order, and Remna looks at you and gives you a smile and, well, hi, stranger.
Nessa just like gives a little wave, and she's like, sorry I didn't get there in time. She kind of looks up at Ribno, just kind of, she's like, I've never done therapy before.
It's alright. I've gone through a couple of students, but it's still a little bit of a new experience for me, so I get it. Honestly, if you don't really have anything you want to talk about therapy-wise, and we can just talk.
Okay.
More than anything, I miss spending time with my student. Come on.
Oh. Nessa just giggles at that, and she's like, yeah, I've missed hanging out with you, Master. It's been fun.
I heard you've been doing some pretty impressive stuff recently.
Nessa kind of blushes at that a little bit, and she's like, yeah, it hasn't been easy, but I mean,
Not once, but twice. Casting Curaga at your level? That's incredible.
huh. I just Nessa's just like, yeah. And then she suddenly like just looks down and she kind of looks up and she motions. She kind of like glances over to where Jacobs went and she's like, "So, what do you think about him?"
Well, I've heard kind of a lot about him from Gaia and Stella, and he seems like a alright guy. Definitely doesn't seem like he intentionally left you. Doesn't seem like that kind of guy, if that's what you're worried about.
Yeah, Nessa looks down and she like does something on her phone and she's clearly trying to avoid it but can't really. She looks back at Ribna and she's like, "I'm worried about Mom."
Yeah, I mean, I heard that you went to try to talk to her.
Yeah, she didn't take it so well.
Just give her some time. I mean, think about it. If the person that you loved the most and you thought suddenly disappeared showed up about, what, 10, 12 years later? Alive?
I get it. I wish I could help her. You know.
Your mother's a strong woman. She'll come around in her own time.
It's just she kind of like she messes with like a napkin and you know she's just anxiously playing with it. It's really hard for me to see her like this, you know.
I get you. It's not fun to watch a parent break down. The best you can do, just be there for her when she's ready. Right?
Nessa nods at that and she's like, "Yeah. Rimna, I don't even know how to talk to him. I mean, I barely remember the guy. I don't know what to say. What am I supposed to say?" And she just kind of like throws up the napkin in frustration and she's just like, how am I supposed to act around him? I've never had a dad before. How am I supposed to do this?
She thinks about it for a second. You don't have to act around him. Honestly, just be yourself. You don't have to treat him like your dad. I know he wants to reconcile and try to be there for you now that he is back. And, you know, commending him for not just being a deadbeat and walking away from it all. It's a little awkward, I can probably guess. But you can't blame him for trying, for starters.
Yeah,
But
I
also,
guess.
Also, and she kind of leans forward with this, you can't feel like you're forced to reciprocate anything. And
Nessa
he understands
looks
that.
At him. Yeah, I guess you're right. And she also like just kind of looks at Rimna and she's like, I saw Master Gaia and Master Stella. They were hugging him.
Well, yeah.
Went back and Wayard. And he told me. And she just kind of looks up at Rimna, almost serious. He was on a team, wasn't he? With
Sort
Gaia
of.
and Stella.
Sort of. I don't know much of the details, but from what I understand, he was kind of their hopeful, in the same way that Matt is yours.
Yeah, that's understandable.
And he's kind of the reason that we don't let any of the hopefuls go on missions anymore.
Been to him.
Well, from what I understand, he died. I mean, you've got the gist of it.
True, but there was another person in that group. A person with red hair, and did he just disappear?
You go to say red hair and you find your tongue kind of catch.
Nessa opens her eyes wide at that, and she's like, I can't even describe him. And she just kind of closes her mouth at that, and that's she just kind of like actually ends up shutting up after that. That kind of unsettled her.
Either way, thankfully, seems like he survived.
Nessa just nods.
Even if... Just because he can't remember anything past 3 years ago doesn't mean that he hasn't been trying to find you. Something could have happened while he was out.
And Nessa's gone. Nessa's thinking about the fact that she can't even describe this person that her dad described to her.
Hey, Nessa.
Yeah.
She kind of like snaps you back into the conversation.
Yeah. Sorry, Master.
No, you're fine. I get that, therapy isn't really your thing, and we don't have to talk about it too much, but I do want to at least finish our conversation.
Yeah.
So.
And she just kind of looks up attentively at this point.
All I want to say is, don't feel like you need to do anything. But it might be best to just let him... I mean, don't just let him do what he wants to do. But if he wants to try to reconcile, don't just straight up push him away. See how you feel about it. If you give him a chance, he may be able to, find your way back into being his daughter. And if not, then you don't. And I don't think he would blame you either way. Okay?
And Nessa like scrunches her face, and it's like, that almost sounds like I'm almost dating him.
No.
And Nessa just giggles at that. It's almost as if we're trying to define the relationship.
Well, yeah. But not in that way, you dork. And she does like the little like soft karate chop on your head.
Nessa just can't stop giggling at that.
At this point, Jacobs has returned with the sandwiches. And you see that he has one of the weird sandwiches. It looks like the bread is made out of, like, have you ever seen somebody take, so you know how there's different levels of moistness when it comes to cheese?
Yes.
It looks like somebody took some really dry, like, mozzarella, like dried out mozzarella, put it on the grill, and made it into almost like a tortilla.
Oh.
The cheese itself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost like you see like there's like you can only assume they're spicy because they're like actually red. Chicken tenders and lettuce and tomato and some sort of sauce in the wrap.
Mm-hmm. Nessa kind of eyes it, just kind of like she's just like, what's that?
Huh? Oh, this is just what I would usually order. I'm surprised they still have it. I can't do a whole lot of bread, so I just do what they call a cheese wrap.
Nessa is kind of eyeing it almost like a toddler is eyeing like their parents' food. Of like, she doesn't outright say it, but you can see that she wants to try it.
Do you want a bite?
Nessa kind of looks up at him and, and shyly nods her head.
All right, well, here. And he sits down the plate and grabs a knife and like cuts off a piece and hands it over.
So it's spicy, right?
So the chicken is spicy, but the sauce is like this creamy chipotle.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a kick, but the creaminess, even with the chipotle, kind of balances it out. And the mix of like the fresh lettuce and tomatoes, and you can taste that there's like some spinach in there as well. And some red onion, pickles. Everything seems to balance really nicely, to the point where you get a kick. If you're not expecting the kick, it's definitely gonna surprise you, but expecting it, it's really nice. It's a really good sandwich.
Nessa at first took the bite, and you can see her like she froze. And then she started like saying hot, and she's like fanning her face. But once that first kick hits, then she's like, oh, she like chews on it a little bit. It's still fanning her face a little bit, and she's like, oh, that's that's a tad bit spicy. Just
Yeah,
a little bit.
I've always liked a little bit of spice with my food, so.
Nessa just swallows it, and she's like, yeah, you can have the rest of that. And she starts biting into her own sandwich.
Well, you definitely, never could understand why you couldn't handle the spice, considering your mother makes way hotter foods.
She usually has to make it a little bit more mild for me.
Fair enough.
She enjoys spice, but she tends to make it more mild for me.
Well, it's good.
Yeah, it's okay, I guess. And she takes another bite of her lettuce wrap, or her BLT, sorry. She swallows and then looks at him almost seriously and is like, tell Rimna about the boy with the red hair.
Again, when you try to say boy, it catches.
And she just like, ends up like she I don't know if they got drinks, but she reaches for a drink and just swallows it.
He grabbed like three cups of water.
Yeah, no, Nessa just she completely downs her water in frustration and sets it back on the table, and she's like, is this what Zen goes through? This is awful.
Rimna and Jacobs kind of look at each other, and she just shrugs.
And Nessa just sighs and takes another bite of her sandwich, almost frustrated, but she doesn't she tries not to explain herself.
The BLT is very interesting. It at first it looked kind of normal, but then you realize one, it has both lettuce and arugula. Two, it has both normal and sun-dried tomatoes on it. And three, it has multiple types of bacon. It has normal, it has turkey bacon. It's just a variety of flavors. And they seem to have sprinkled some Parmesan on it as well, and cracked some black pepper and salt.
Tasty. Yeah, Nessa's just enjoying this sandwich, but she occasionally glances up at Jacob's, almost with it's more out of curiosity than anything. And then she swallows, and then she's like, "So, Jacob's, do you have any questions for me? I'm sure you must have a gazillion."
Jacobs looks at you full bite in his mouth and takes a few chews and swallows. Are you doing good in school?
Nessa thinks about that for a second, and she's like, "I barely passed my last exam, so that counts, right?"
You see he squints for a second before smiling wide. Doing better than I did. That's good.
Did you fail yours?
The first one, yes.
Yeah, I barely passed. And she gives the thumbs up, and she's like, "But other than that, I'm learning a lot. I've been doing really well in magic. I know lots about magic. You want to hear about magic?" And she just starts giggling. It's almost out of nervousness. She is so nervous, but she just has the nervous giggles.
Yeah. Rimna is kind of watching silently, just kind of being there as sort of a reassurance at this point, letting you kind of talk your way through. But, yeah, he happily will listen to your magic, you talk about magic. But as you kind of go off and talk and converse with the two through your sandwiches, we will go ahead and take our break. Coming back into the session. Phelan.
Okay.
Gaia has delivered her line.
Oh, the dad comment.
This is, she's playing with him probably to lighten the mood of this extremely emotional conversation. It's very charged. Phelan is...
No, she's not playing. She's being very genuine.
No, she's genuinely why am I not your dad?
Yeah, if you roll the notice, she's genuinely
that's good, because
just...
Phelan's genuine because he's not he kind of looks back and he's just like, does it matter?
You can actually even hear Stella stifling a snicker behind you. I mean, not necessarily, although it hurts my pride a little bit.
Well, what's wrong with being a mother? Squints.
She goes to retort and then hesitates. And you can kind of see the dawning of realization on her face. Oh. Well, it's not the first time that a student has called me mom, although this is definitely the first time it was not accidental.
Look, I get it. I'm not trying to add to your responsibility list. I can curb this.
It's quite alright, Phelan. I'm curious as to why you would think that of me. Not necessarily upset by it, just curious.
Well, I was little when we first met.
Yes, but you bonded to your masters. You and I have only had a handful of interactions outside of sparring.
But sparring's important to me. And don't get me wrong, I care deeply for Master Roxas and Master Shion. I just don't see them that way.
And Stella, even though she's been here not for very long, you've
I
interacted
trust
with
Stella
her more
greatly.
than me.
Not over the course of 3 years.
Outside of the sparring, I'm not counting the sparring.
I guess I am counting the sparring.
She hesitates, and then... Alright. Well... I can't deny that this gives me a small layer of pride and happiness that you would say that. I can also not entirely say that I expected this. This is coming to a little bit of a surprise to me, so I apologize if I'm not able to give you the best of answers at this current second.
It's alright. I didn't expect any action on your part.
Well, that's asking a fish not to swim.
He looks down.
I am happy that you think of me this way, Phelan. And if it would make your time here better, then I don't see why I can't make a little more free time, if you so wish. However, I need you to understand just a little bit that the issue of favoritism.
He nods. No, I know.
Any other position, and I might have jumped at the opportunity without a second thought. She kind of looks up at Stella, and you see that, without even looking up at Stella, you can see that they exchange a nod. Mayhaps I can join you for your therapy sessions with Master Stella, if nothing more than to just sit in and listen and learn.
I would like that. I would like that very much.
All right.
Sorry to drop all this on you.
No. It's quite all right. You've made my day.
He smiles. He gives her a hug.
Yeah, she hesitates for a second, but she does hug you back. And
I go and give Stella a hug too. I don't mind.
that causes Stella to kind of you feel the tears like dropping from her cheeks onto your top of your head. And she
Look up at her, make
squeezes
sure she's okay.
She squeezes you tight, and she just. I think that's the first time you've given me a hug.
You cut out.
I think that's the first time you've given me a hug.
Is it? I should have done it sooner.
All right. Well, let's make our way to
Music
our
room?
original. Yes, our original location. Sorry to bother you, Gaia. And you see Gaia, like, again, very soft smile to Stella. Anytime.
Okay.
And yeah. Stella will lead you to the music room.
All right.
So. We have a number of things that we can do. And I want to kind of bring it to your choice
Okay.
for you three.
What are we
Okay.
doing?
Yo.
There's a number of things going on this weekend. There is Avier's first race.
That's right.
We made a promise. We're going.
Well, yes.
Oh.
Right.
This is more so what we want to finish the session with. There is
Okay, so either
Avier's-
or.
There's Avier's race. There is the introduction of the new hopeful.
Fuck, you can't. Oh, you can't make us decide between those.
Or the mental health thing? Or are we just gonna TLDR that?
Or
Mm.
we can skip a few weeks ahead. Say you guys went to the race and go to the mental health vacation.
I really don't want to skip it over.
I don't want to skip
I
the
don't wanna
race.
skip
Why don't we
the
do the
race.
hopeful and then
Yeah.
we can do the race and the mental health vacation next session?
That would be great. I would love that.
Okay.
So,
I'm surprised that the hopeful isn't going to be super quick, though. Fair.
hopeful's gonna take a minute.
All right.
Oh.
I'm so
Okay.
excited.
I'm so excited.
I am afraid.
I am so excited.
You guys get a sort of mass announcement on your phones after your therapy is done that after dinner time, there will be a choosing of a new hopeful. And after the choosing, it is requested that you all integrate with said hopeful, get to know him a little bit more, and spend some time. You'll be spending time with each team individually.
Oh boy, Phelan, another forced bonding experience. Your favorite.
Yeah.
Woo.
So, come dinner time, you guys get the announcement to come towards the auditorium for the announcement.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing your guys' place, you make your ways towards the stage with the rest of the apprentices and current hopefuls and the masters. And there's a table specifically for your apprentices to sit at. And you guys see out in the auditorium, you guys are kind of up on a stage, and out towards the auditorium is the collective student body.
Oh god. Poor son.
I refuse to look at any of them.
Nessa just like sits there awkwardly.
Play with my hair.
As the
Zen is just looking around at the other apprentices. Trying to just not focus on the fact that his new monster arm is exposed and on display for everybody to see.
Romanic is playing with his phone. He's not even looking, he's just playing on, like, some sort of game on his phone. Meredith is, like, waving every now and then. Birch is writing something on a piece of paper. Alex...
Meredith wave. Zen waves to Meredith.
Can I lean over and see what
Nessa-
Romanic's playing on his phone?
Yeah, he seems to be playing some sort of, like, rhythm game.
Oh, I watch until he tells me to shoo.
He doesn't even move.
Cool.
He doesn't notice.
What were you saying, Nessa?
Oh, Nessa occasionally looks over at Meredith and also waves.
Alex is kind of just watching out, blank-faced towards the student body. And Liza is sitting rather uncomfortable. This is really your first good look at Liza.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think I've ever really described her.
Yeah,
You
no,
have,
not
but I
really.
don't know if it was in our... I think it was in our default, not on screen.
Right. So, this will probably be different than what I've written down because I've kind of changed her up a bit.
I will change it, yes.
I've changed her up quite a bit, so... she has... a rich, like, dark chocolate brown hair with blonde highlights and tips. Pulled back about waist high. Bright blue eyes. A rather... not a whole lot of difference to her. She's a little pale. She has freckles on her shoulders. She's wearing sort of like a tank top with a overshirt that hangs down off the shoulders over top of that. And you can see like the freckles on her shoulders. She's got a number of moles on her face. She's wearing a little bit of eyeshadow, but not a whole lot of makeup otherwise. And she has this hairpin that's pinning back her hair, and the little decal on it is that of a Moogle. You see Bart's is kind of he like leans in every now and then to say something to Alex, sits back straight up, and then does it like multiple times. He seems to be like trying to hold a conversation with Alex, but Alex is like way too nervous. On the other side of the master's table, you see the hopefuls table with all of the hopefuls there. Lilac, Kratz, Avier,
Matt.
and Matthew, and Treble.
Babies.
Babies.
And after a minute, you hear Gaia stand up, and the whole auditorium goes quiet. Today, we welcome all of you here to witness the coming of a new hopeful, a new light, one that will lead, one that will follow. She motions, and some Moogles actually come out from behind one of the curtains on the stage, and is carrying this large crystal, blue in nature, and sets it down right in front of Gaia onto the table. It's about half her size. It's massive.
Nessa kind of leads over to Faye and she's like, how do you think they got it so big?
Faye just shrugs. He's like, those are tough Moogles, though.
Nessa, you recognize this as you have gone through the Hopeful program.
Oh.
You.
She's the only one of us.
Yeah, you're the only one that's gone through the Hopeful program and made your way into apprenticeship.
That's right. Yeah.
You at least know what the next steps are for this.
Mm-hmm.
And I would assume that you would have informed Faye and Zen what to do.
Yeah.
But given the signal, you all stand up, and all of those with keyblades summon their keyblades, and though the hopefuls all draw their own weapons. Some with shields, some with swords, some with staves, and they all point towards the crystal. And similar to that of locking a world heart, you all watch as a beam of light pierces the crystal. And the room lights up with this prismatic color before pinpointing onto a specific student. And you watch him stand, and you know that a new hopeful has been chosen. You all put your keyblades away, and he makes his way up to the stage, followed by a roar of applause from the audience. And the man you see before you, he's about probably around 18. An older kid. Dark skin, short hair, kind of in a fade on the sides. Something about him just seems, for lack of a better term, ethereal. And he approaches the table of the masters and gives a bow, approaches the apprentices, gives a bow, and then makes his way over to the hopeful table and sits down in the empty chair. We welcome Hector into the ranks. Your training will begin Monday. Students, continue to strive for greatness. for you will always be rewarded. That is all. And you hear kind of the audience like erupt in gossip as everyone gets up and starts talking to one another, making their way out. And you guys know to wait until everyone is left before making your own ways out. And Gaia turns to your table. Team 2, you are to first introduce Hector to the comings and goings of that of an apprentice.
Yes,
Right.
Mr. Guy.
Yes, Master Gaia.
Okay.
And she turns to Hector. Hector, you will meet Team 2 in Arena 1.
I cringe ever so slightly.
I think all of us cringe a
Yeah.
little slightly.
All of us have a
I'm
little
rubbing
bit
the
of
darkness
PTSD.
arm.
Now-
Nessa just kind of like looks away awkwardly.
You do know that Arena 1 is a smaller arena, not the one that you guys fought in.
Still,
Yeah, but still.
It's used for all students. But it's a private arena.
cool.
So yeah, you guys are dismissed.
Okay. Are we meeting the kid immediately? So we all haul over to
Yeah,
the...
you can make your way over there now.
Okay. Yeah, we'll make our way
all
over.
right.
Yeah, you guys make your way over to the arena. And after a few minutes, you can assume he's probably getting ready.
As
Heck-
we're walking over there, I just lean over to Faye and Nessa, like, weird that they didn't give him to Team 1 to start, you know?
Yeah, we're not exactly a social team. Maybe this is a test.
I don't know. At this point, I just don't know what to think anymore.
Or
Let's
maybe-
just try not to lead the kid astray. He shrugs. The kid, as if this person isn't obviously probably going to be older than him.
And Nessa just kind of like smirks at Faye and is just like, he's older than all of us.
He's not older than me. Looks younger than me.
Look, child and title only. Come on.
Nessa just giggles and it's like, yeah, I hope. I mean, and she kind of looks very seriously at both Zen and Faye, and it's like, that doesn't mean we're replacing Matthew. Just saying.
Well, duh.
Duh.
Just putting that out there.
I wouldn't let us.
No.
Holds his head up a
Well,
little high.
obviously, and she kind of pushes Faye playfully a little bit, and it's like,
I
well,
shove her back a
obviously,
little.
Should we invite Matt to join us? I mean, he is a part of the team.
Are we allowed?
I mean, do you think he would be okay with that, though? Would he think that we're replacing him if we did that?
No. Well,
No.
look. We'll make sure that he doesn't feel that way. We'll talk to him about it. But for now,
Okay.
we're just introducing a new hopeful to the school.
Okay.
Should be
okay.
easy, right? Right?
Hopefully. And Nessa's like, just crossing all of her fingers secretly.
I want to fight him.
You know, I
grins.
You know,
you think
I
he'll
think
be
I
scared
know
if I try
why.
to fight him right away?
Probably, Faye. Tiniest bit of tact.
Aw.
I think I know why we got him instead of Team 1.
an arena. It's the place you go to fight.
Yeah, but maybe, hi, nice to meet you. Tell them our names. Fucking not right out the gate.
Okay,
Jesus.
but then can I fight him?
Sure, Faye, you can go first.
Yes.
And Nessa's like, yeah, I there's a reason we're going to the sparring arena. There has to be.
I think I know why we got him. I think Romanic would eat him alive.
Nessa just kind of giggles at that and says, yeah, probably.
We're a little friendlier.
Alright. We
Not by
gotta
much.
sit in the arena. I'll
Yeah,
wait for him.
Yeah.
Toss my
Stretching.
keyblade from hand to hand.
Oh, Nessa's actually got her keyblade out, and she's like doing different fighting stances and and attacks and sparring and stuff.
Zen's just stretching and waiting.
I posted the reference for you guys in references.
I know a reference. I picked him. He's
Um,
gorgeous.
He's so pretty.
He's so pretty.
He's so pretty.
He-
Gorgeous boy.
I will be drawing him very soon.
He's very, very handsome.
He arrives after a few minutes after you guys get there, and he's changed out of his uniform. And now he is in some loose-fitting jeans, a tight, like, compression shirt underneath,
Spars?
and,
Well, in fairness, we're not sparring him. We're not supposed to be. We're supposed to be showing him around the school.
and,
Goes here.
an over, like, a sort of a... I'm trying to think of a good term for it. It's basically the same color, like a brownish tan jacket over top of the compression shirt, with the sleeves rolled up to his elbows. And you can actually see he's got these like boxing wraps over each of his hands and up his forearms. And yeah, he walks into the arena and looks at you three and, well, nice to meet you guys.
Pleased to make
Yeah.
your acquaintance. I give him the Phelan once over.
Yeah. Do you want to make...
Nessa- check?
Yeah.
Nessa puts away her keyblade.
That's
Yeah.
a Splody. I love
Okay.
this kid. I love him so much.
We gotta let our guard dogs sniff him
12.
out first.
Okay. What are you trying to look for specifically?
Specifically, I'm probably looking for like emotional indicators, any little physical thing that might give me a personality reference. I'm profiling him.
Okay.
I'm trying to see like, okay, what are you like?
He
What do you
seems
like
to be.
to do?
He seems to be pretty laid back. He looks excited though. Like you can see, there's a little bit of a bounce in his step.
Oh, good.
You get a good look and you see that the knuckles area on the wraps are darker than the rest of the wraps.
Oh.
But you also see on the left arm, like on the inside of his arm, the wraps seem to have like a little bit of a dark mark as well. Like they've been struck on the inside multiple times, and it's only on his left one.
Noted.
And he's like, all right, so, I guess introductions, yeah?
Phelan.
Nessa. And she just awkwardly just gives a little wave.
And I'm Zen.
Cool. I'm Hector, member of the, well, most people just know us as the medical club, but
What's the official title?
Medicine, Rehabilitation, and Prevention Club.
Yeah, that's a fucking mouthful.
Yeah.
I see why they call you guys the medical club.
Yeah, medical club's just fine. You know, we do a lot of the research for, teach our club members how to do proper healing, both magic and normal. make potions and stuff like that. You know, the usual.
Cool.
Oh.
Sounds like a
Okay.
fun job.
Well, now
An important one, at least.
it's fun. It's actually pretty fun. Kind of fit me my whole life, so I guess the best way you can explain it, my physical expertise when it comes to combat would be something along the lines of a combat medic. I can fight, but I'm more there for the support.
Okay.
All right. Well, lucky for you, one of us does happen to have been a hopeful before, and also does quite well with healing magic. So
The kind of
Gestures
blushes
to
at
Nessa.
that.
Yeah.
Nessa just kind of blushes at that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you and Birch, I've heard, are both pretty good at that.
Oh, yeah.
maybe less of the whole like potions thing and more of like the magic kind of healing.
Yeah.
That's basically what I'm good at.
Yeah, no, for sure. I have been, I do my research.
Mm-hmm.
I can do stitches. He shrugs.
That's a
Well,
pretty
if you've
good...
done your research, you probably know that this one over here, and I just ruffle Faye's hair,
Hey!
is gonna be itching to test your strength a little bit.
I grin and I look at him. Feral.
Nessa just like motions over to Faye and is just like, if you don't, no pressure if you don't want to fight him, but he is pretty excited.
I mean, it's almost every student's dream to be able to spar with you guys, with any of you apprentices, so yeah, I'm down.
Well,
Let's
if
go
you've
then.
ever
Let's see what you're
sparred
made of,
with
hopefully.
Master Gaia,
So just
I let out a
Nessa
little
just
laugh.
grins.
There's just a small cackle as he tosses his keyblade from one hand to the other. Do we have sparring swords that
Yeah,
aren't
is that-
keyblades so I can go easy on him? Like not.
Yeah, that
completely
feels like
obliterate him with my
cheating.
keyblade. Yeah, that feels like cheating.
He chuckles and reaches into his pocket, and you see he pulls out oh no ew no I wanted combat music. That was
Your
not
music struggle.
that. I wanted combat music. Why did that play? I even hit combat.
Question stands. Do we have swords that are like sparring swords? Because I feel like going up against him with my keyblade's a little mean.
yeah, it feels unfair.
Feels
I
unfair.
assume there's wooden
Well,
swords.
I assume we have like
He-
wooden sparring swords, right?
You kind of look around for the swords before seeing him reach into his pocket, and he pulls out what looks like one of those like snap bracelets, right?
I love this kid.
uh-huh.
I know where this is going. I've read these books.
And he tosses it to his left hand and like does the little like wrist snap, and you watch it like with almost a blink, it forms into a multi-strung bow.
BRB.
Oh, we're going ranged. Raises an eyebrow.
This is my speciality. See if you can.
All right.
I mean, I like to see if anyone can catch me.
Catch you.
Nessa kind of holds up her hands and she like, this is just between you two. I'm just here to watch and enjoy.
At
She
this
just
point,
grins.
you can see Faye. The marks on his inner arm are probably from the bowstring.
Right.
Like
that
snapping.
I put two and two together there.
But
Zen just grabs Nessa's sleeve. Come on, bleachers.
Nessa just
Oh, come
follows.
on. We're just playing.
No,
Okay,
you
so
guys are gonna
how do
spar,
I
we won't
engage
get
in
away.
honorable sparring with this man? He's wielding a bow. What am I? I don't know how to counter that. I don't know. I don't think I'm proficient in bow.
no, you can fight him however you want.
I'll take my training sword. I'm fine with
Oh no,
that.
you can use a keyblade if you so wish.
It feels like
He's
cheating.
not going to. Not only, well, it's not even just that. It's the Phelan's not taking it that seriously. You know? Like, he's taking it seriously. Like, I mean, Phelan always fights seriously. But he doesn't want to, like, try to kill the new kid. He just wants to be, he just wants to have fun. He just
wants to have a good
yeah,
time.
he just wants to have a good time.
Well,
This is how
at
Faye
you,
plays.
This is how Phelan plays with people.
at you not putting your keyblade away, he squints. You don't have to take it easy on me.
Oh, trust me, I don't need the Keyblade to go hard on you.
Where's the fun in
Look,
that?
I'm not underestimating you. I was just trying to play around. I mean, if you want me to use the Keyblade, I can. Is that a demand?
All I'm saying is it'll be over quick if you don't.
Zen smirks.
I whip out my Keyblade.
Nessa also.
I twirl it
smirks.
into my hand, Roxas style. All right, you're on.
All right, go to roll me initiative.
Let's go. Plus my body.
How long you think they're gonna last, Nessa? How many rounds?
Ooh, this is perfect
I
for
want to
this.
say. I want to say 3 rounds.
I'm
Okay.
also thinking 3, but to play along, I'll go 4.
All right.
Unnatural 20.
A natural 20, and what was your body?
Unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20? All right.
Well, yeah, it's 12 plus 8. So.
He rolled an 18 and a 5, so 23.
Ooh, let's go.
So, yeah.
Pays for dinner.
So,
All right. Sounds good.
he is going to make the first move.
Are we doing the sparring that we did before, or are we doing like
This is
fight?
this is combat.
Okay.
So, he is going to do something that you guys probably wouldn't have access to because I haven't sent out the updated combat.
Oh, well, that's unfair. It
You
is
have
what
a
it is.
Well,
keyblade.
he also has a bow.
I know.
I don't have the bow stuff updated.
I'm just teasing. I'm
So
just teasing.
he is going to make a few attacks at you.
Ooh, multi-attacking.
First one is an explosion
Jesus,
for an
kill me.
18 to hit.
Well, yeah, that'll hit.
Okay.
Yeah, duh.
I have
You-
a defense of 6.
You
homie.
watch him pull the bowstring back without even loading up an arrow, and you watch as an arrow of light forms. And he smirks, aiming it
Oh,
at
not
you.
light.
He aims it at you, and then you watch him aim down a bit. And
No, don't do it. Keep it with
release.
you.
And it catches your pant leg. And you look down and you're pinned.
By an arrow made of light.
Yes. And through your pant leg.
Okay.
It didn't actually hit you. You dealt no damage, but you are
Only psychic damage.
Lots of psychic damage.
you are unable to move.
Ruh-roh.
Okay.
And he will make his second attack. That's only a 3. So I'll post his image in the new Trinity and the Glacier, Moss. But it is your turn.
No, we gotta wait for Jamie to draw him.
It is my turn, isn't it? Oh no. Okay, well we're not totally feral, but we certainly aren't happy about the light.
This one's a little bit weird. It's not that it's not in the same sense of like holy magic. It looks like it's genuinely made out of sunlight.
Well, yeah, I know, but it could be LED and it would,
Fair.
Is there any way I could try to like pull the arrow out, or like, is there any way to remove it?
You can
Do I have any?
It will take your action. It will either take your action or your movement action to attempt to remove the arrow.
Either my movement or my
Normal.
action. Oh, Okay, well, I can take the movement penalty.
Okay. Then make me a body roll. Actually, this would be more of a mind roll.
Okay.
To kind of figure out how to actually pull it out.
That's gonna be a 7.
Okay. So at first it's kind of like, okay, I can't even grab this thing, but then you realize it's just a straight rod, and so you just slide your pant leg off.
Oh, GG easy. Okay.
You still have your action.
Okay. Gonna go ahead and cast Aurora like I normally would.
Okay. Cool. By the way, so for this instance, we will say that every hit deals 1 point of damage.
Okay.
Because you guys are obviously going to be holding back.
Right.
Seeing you have freed yourself, he smiles and takes a few steps back, distancing himself about 20 feet for a total of 50.
Right.
And launches another 2 arrows. First one being a 3, and the second one being a 3. So you see, you're expecting this now, and you watch as he loads up. He pulls back 2 of the different strings, and loads up 2 arrows and fires them both, and they almost unnaturally split off and come at you at different angles. Obviously magical in nature.
Very cool.
But spinning your Keyblade, you smack both of them out of the air, and they explode in like a puff.
I grin. I grin at him.
He's smiling as well.
Oh, hell yeah. I like this kid. He can match my energy.
Zen leans over. Oh no, someone can match his energy.
And Nessa just smiles at that and is just like, I hope the light thing isn't phasing him. It doesn't seem to be.
No, it doesn't. It spooked him for a very
okay.
brief second, but he's dealt with fucking Ramen Holy. This is nothing.
Yeah.
So.
My turn?
Yep.
Okay. Then I'm gonna go ahead and close some of that distance with my movement. Move closer.
Okay.
As far, so 30 feet, I imagine, as far as I can get, which brings me 20 feet away from him, I do believe.
Yep, that should bring him about 20 feet.
Okie dokie. Then let's see. What if I want to... I technically only have one thing that could hit him, and it'd be really, really mean if I did it.
Go for it.
But you see, it's darkness, and I don't want to be mean.
Go for it.
Okay, fuck it.
See, now
Be
Burr's
mean.
antagonizing you. Now you have to do it.
Hey, listen. Okay, fine. It is the only thing he can do, so he would do it. We're gonna go ahead with our Banshee Scream.
Yeah, go for it. Roll that heart roll.
Nessa immediately realizes what Faye is doing and covers her ears.
Yeah, they know. I
Yeah.
can brace yourself. I'm about to inhale a bunch of fucking air, pose. Well, that was unnecessary, but sure. We'll take it. A 10.
10 will hit. Yeah, he reels a little bit from that. And
Okie-dokie.
looks up.
And then I roll medium.
Yeah, no, just 1 hits.
Oh, yeah, I forget.
You're good. He looks up and kind of squints. We'll say magic. 1 hit magics will do 2 damage.
Okay.
That way balances out a little bit. But he squints, still with a smile on his face. And he is going to rush you.
Oh,
Ooh, exciting.
Zen's leaning forward on the bench.
Nessa's just watching normally, just has a little smirk on her face.
And now you understand why there's marks on his knuckles, because he goes to swing.
Oh, fuck yeah.
First with his offhand. That's an explosion.
Nice.
For 14.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, he clocks you right in the jaw.
Nice.
And then he's going to come up and try to use the bow like a quarterstaff. 7?
That does not hit.
All right. Yeah, you catch it with your keyblade, but it's close.
Ooh, exciting. All right. Speaking of Keyblade, I'm about to use my combo blood.
Pus.
So I get to take 3 stabbies at this poor man.
Go for it.
That's a 6.
He's resourceful
Does
and
not hit.
feral. I'm
Not
living.
hit. Oh, exciting. Then that definitely doesn't hit. Ooh, but that might. Does a 7 hit?
Ties go to the player.
Woohoo! Found the AC, baby.
So you
Oh,
go
his
and you
AC is
swing.
ours.
You go and swing upward, right? And you glance off of his bow as he kind of deflects, but he deflects with his arms up, kind of leaving his chest exposed, and you take advantage of that, spinning the keyblade and swinging in, and you smack, and you feel, and you realize that the compression shirt has to be made of some sort of metal, because you hear the ringing of of hitting like a plate mail.
Ooh, I
And
perked my brow a bit.
you feel your hand like sting a bit from that. But learning that you adjust off the bounce and come low and hit him in the thigh.
Nice.
And he buckles a little bit, but he's still smiling. So he will try to retaliate.
As he should.
5 will not hit.
No.
Will a 9 hit?
Hang on. That's the exact number. So.
Okay. Well, then we'll say that it deflects.
Yeah.
So.
I'm sorry, Aurora.
No, you're
It's a
good.
bitch.
You're good. How long does Aurora last?
4 rounds. I've
Okay.
got it out, so we have 2 more, I think.
Yep.
Well, 1 will be expended when it hits phase turn this time, and then
Yeah.
he's got 1 more round of it.
Yep.
I have a little tracker.
So yeah, he will use some movement, and he will. Let me pull up this real quick.
Zen just smirks and leans over. Face gotta take him out this round or I win.
Nessa is like, this is so enjoyable. I don't really care who wins at this point, but she is like, she is kind of like has her thumb, like she's like biting her thumb a little bit.
He's going to spend his movement and his next reaction to dodge roll
Oh.
and move out of your way without allowing
provoking an attack of
opportunity.
Right.
So we'll use up his next reaction.
Okay.
And he's allowed to move up to 30 feet away. So,
Okie doke.
so yeah, he makes.
But I can
he
close that
dashes back.
distance.
Yep, he's just wanting to force you to make the move.
Oh, fun. I like
So-
it. I like a chase.
So yeah,
Oh, whoa.
he'll dodge roll and move his
Oh,
way back.
whoa.
All right.
Oh,
Well, I'm
we
going
all
to immediately close that distance, my turn.
Yep,
And I'm going to go for more Keyblade hits.
Go
That's
for
my
it.
best shot right now. 'Cause
Go
at least
for
I
it.
get a couple. I might be able to get a 7 or a Splody. First one Splody. That's a good thing. Let's go. So that's a 13 to hit.
13 will hit.
Misses the second one. Ooh, hit 7 with a third. So he hits twice.
Okay. Yep. So 4 damage.
Atta boy.
Yeah, you swing in and you've kind of figured out the areas that he hasn't protected. And after that, he kind of like bites his lip a little bit. He's hurting a little bit. And he will raise his free hand.
Let's go. Are you debating?
He's going to... Well, yeah, he's got a couple of spells. He's got a couple of spells and a couple of abilities, so I'm kind of like trying to decide what I want him to do.
Hit me with it. Hit me with it.
You know what? He's going to jump.
Oh, exciting.
He's going to jump and use Hurricane Blast.
Lit.
Ooh, what's that?
It is a tier 2 ability. Extra damage if you're at a higher elevation than the enemy.
Nice.
So,
Ooh.
he is going to jump and grab the end of his bow with both hands and come down striking.
Nice.
That is an explosion
Nice.
for 18.
Woo! Go,
And
kid.
so he will hit you for 3.
Nice. Okay, let me put that on here.
You raise your keyblade up to block, but you don't expect how hard he comes down as he literally front flips, spins downward, and slams the bow onto your head. And you
The
You
Sun Wukong method.
protect just a little too... Your protection is just a little too weak as you actually push down, and he still hits you on the head.
Take a bit of a bonk. He's still grinning though. I mean, Phelan's noticeably a little bit more tired now, but he's feral. Nothing this kid seems to do seems to face him. He's just grinning ear to ear the entire time.
You've taken 3 points, right?
Yeah.
Okay. At 5, he's taken 4, so 1 more point of damage and they will call it.
Okay.
And then Nessa is just like, well, I guess I'm making food.
So, go ahead.
All right. Just gotta hit him once, right?
Right.
Let's go. Come on, Faye. Misses the first one.
Cool.
Misses the second one. Phelan. He was just being a drama queen. He exploded on the last one. For 15.
He was trying to make us panic. Just
He
being a
was.
little
Yeah,
drama queen.
just a little bit.
Oh, Faye, darling. Love that kid.
That's still a win for me. This is turn 4.
You know what? He's gonna counterattack.
Oh,
As a reaction.
that's not
spicy.
fair.
Oh.
As a reaction, he's going to attempt to counterattack. At least get 1 more hit in.
Fair enough.
Honestly,
Uh,
Sakura Enoing this should be fun
your-
as hell.
Your, Aurora will drop this turn, right?
Yeah.
Alright, will an 8 hit?
I still haven't ticked my 4th box.
So that's a no?
Yeah, this is the last
This is
round.
the last turn that it's active. Yeah, no.
So you swing your first 2 attacks, and he thinks that he sees an opening and attempts to swing in, and you faint.
It's your opening all along.
You faint, and you come up, and you actually with the like handle guard, punch him up on his jaw, on his chin.
Teeny hits. Gotta do the uppercut.
He flies.
I'm so little.
Yeah.
Ah!
He goes flying though. He falls onto his butt and just. Oh.
I jog on over to help him up. I extend a hand. Good job.
He takes it. He snaps the bracelet back into a bracelet and wraps it around his wrist. And takes your hand with one of his and like is rubbing his jaw with the other one. Oh, it hurt.
Yeah, I'm
Damn.
little, but don't underestimate me.
No kidding.
You did great, though.
I know. I got a lot to go through, but oh man.
You're gonna get there, I'll tell you that. And when you do,
Yes.
rematch.
Yeah, Nessa just smirks and is like, well, what else is new? I always make food. And she just like gets up to stretch anyway.
He
I motion the others over. Like, hey, we're done
Yeah, we
beating each
we
other
show
up.
Yep. Zen jogs over.
Nessa just casually just walks over. She's taking her time about it.
he smiles and looks down at you before like putting his fingers into his mouth and whistling. And you guys see through one of the windows, like the light shines a little bit brighter outside. And you see like a beam of light kind of hits both Faye and him.
I flinched.
And you receive full health.
Hey, Pog.
Yeah.
I flinch initially at the light, but once I realize what he's doing, I'm just like, thanks.
Yeah.
Nessa kind of looks at that, you know, kind of curiously, and she kind of looks over at him and is like, how did you do that?
Oh, well, some of us have learned how to summon our parents, and I just summoned my dad, that's all. Or at least a part of him.
Zen cocks his
You-
head even more confused.
Nessa is also super confused and is like,
What?
you summoned
Faye sort of
your
frowns and tilts his head.
parent?
Yeah, my dad's Apollo.
Can we make a knowledge world
Can we make a knowledge worlds check? Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and make me a knowledge worlds check.
Okay.
Come on, Zequin.
Splody.
Oops.
For
7
9.
ain't bad.
Nessa rolled a 1.
Yeah, no. Nothing, Nessa. What did you roll, Zen?
So, 7.
7, and then Faye, you rolled a 9?
Yep.
Okay, you two would know of a world that where there are literal gods that sire children with mortals. And there is a camp for these half-bloods.
I lean over to Zenquin. I elbow him for a whisper, and I'm just like, dude, we can't even get one parent. This guy's got a god.
And Nessa notices that comment but doesn't say anything, but she noticed it.
Well, since I beat Nessa, maybe we should give Matt a call, and would you like to come over to ours for a bite to eat? You guys really worked up a appetite there, right?
I would,
Yeah, you
but
did good. Kept me on my toes.
I'm supposed to go see Team 1 after you guys, so...
Fair enough. Another time?
Nessa also smirks at that, and she's just like, have fun with Romanik. And she
I lift
just
my
goes,
gummy phone, like, hey, another time?
He smirks and, yeah, sure, here. And he puts his number in your phone.
I hand him mine as well.
Yeah,
We all
Not
exchange
subtly.
the numbers.
yep. You guys can all
Uh,
exchange numbers. And...
Meredith and Birch are super welcoming. You'll have a great time.
Yeah, I was.
Ramana can be a lot.
Don't try too hard with him.
Us
But
in
also
the,
don't not try at all.
Us in the medicine club are close with Meredith, since we supply the potions that she sells, and Birch used to be part of our club too. So at least
Again, Nessa has a knowing smirk of like, have fun with Romanek.
Yeah, good luck with Ramnik.
Yeah, don't take it personal. Romanek takes a bit to warm up to people, but he's not that bad.
he's in most of my classes. I'm used to.
Oh, you're
seeing
used to him then.
Okay.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, anyways, that was fun. It's good to meet you guys, and yeah, I'll see you guys around.
All
See you
right.
around.
Yeah, good to meet you too.
Nice to meet you.
And you guys watch Hector give a wave and head out the arena, and you all three receive a notification.
Oh.
Let's go.
It is a due date for, or rather, a departure date for when you guys will head to your mental health vacation,
Ooh.
Oh.
and we will pick up next session.
Hey, good